you're going to have to sell me on the fact as to why you shouldn't be the WTF this week.
Because Mad Mike McDaniel sounded more unhinged this week than I did just now talking about hanging curtains, which is a legitimate hard task. That is a honeydew task, but I don't have a honey here to do it. So I had to do it myself.
And it's going to trickle into the weekend, clearly.
We're gonna throw down some punches. We might get knocked on the ground. We're gonna use a hot token. And no, we're not going down.
Hey, welcome to week 3 of Sports Uncorked, college football edition. Yeah. Damn.
Great. A lot. Last weekend kind of felt like a hot mess. I think we were in like the thralls of like the cupcake scheduling. We had some in-state rivalries, but there was a absolute just mixed bag of nuts of things that were going on this past week.
You know, I actually was kind of down. I thought the weekend was going to be like, I was looking forward to Oklahoma and Michigan.
Yeah.
I thought the Ole Miss Kentucky game, that one's always close, so I thought that one would be a good one. But, oh my gosh, hello, Mississippi State. Welcome to the party.
Know.
Like,
I know.
Good on you.
Was so shocked. But you know what? Mississippi State looked really, really, really good. And I think the crazy thing is that, like, within the last 2 weeks, we all thought that, like, Arizona State was going to be in the playoff conversation. And, like, the dreams of that just got shot straight to hell, which is absolutely crazy. And, like, I did hear that they got fined $500,000 for rushing the field, but also worth every single penny to upset a ranked school. And you haven't done that in, like, whatever. Or no, not since, like, 1951 or something like that.
I mean, as much as you and I hate on schools for rushing the field, I was like, can we just wipe the $500,000 away from Mississippi State because they never have rushed the field because they've never had anything to rush the field about? Like,
I feel
we
like
support
that's the difference, though. Yeah, there's a difference between like that's like a historical moment in your college sport that like is kind of worth taking the fine for, but like beating a team that you play every year and is just not. I'm sorry, unacceptable field rushing.
Did you see how quickly they got those field goal posts down? In like 20 seconds. Clearly they're an engineering school.
Well, what they do, loosen the things for them so they could take them down. I mean, like, I need to understand the mechanics behind the whole ripping down of the goalposts, because if they can rip stuff down, I bet they can build it really quick. They should send them to Nashville so they can finish Vanderbilt Stadium.
Seriously. I mean, that's what was like. As shocking as them winning that game and dominating that game was how quickly they disassembled and got those field goal posts down.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. All right. So this past weekend was absolutely crazy. There was a lot of other stuff that happened. We weren't so surprised. There were a lot of teams that had just a massive amount of points on the board. Ohio State, 70 points unanswered. Texas, ton of points. I think it was like 63 points unanswered. Like, some of these games were just not that great. Oklahoma, Michigan, it felt like a bum fight. Like, Bryce Underwood just got completely got outperformed by Mateer, even though I always want to call him Mater. Toe Mater. And, you know, Oregon, Oklahoma State, just like a lot of other teams that just, like, why bother playing? But it was a cupcake schedule. So, the Iowa State game, though, was crazy.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That's one. So my mom is a huge Iowa fan. So I grew up watching Big Ten and Iowa games, and that was always one that was circled on our calendar to sit and watch.
Yeah.
Knew it was going to be low scoring, right? Like, Iowa never puts up a lot of points, but their defense came to play to shut down Rocco Beck. I was like thoroughly impressed with Iowa. And I think Kurt Ferentz, he like surpassed some record with that win too.
Yeah,
I think it was I can't remember what it was, but it was like 100.
I can't remember what it was, but it
100
was
straight somethings.
Yeah. But it was just crazy how close that game was, like, from start to finish. Like, when Iowa State, I think they were the first ones to score. And I was like, okay, because I was like wholly rooting for Iowa State just because I love Rocco Beck and his luscious locks. But like, it was just like a nail biter from start to finish. I think it's also worth talking about South Florida and Florida.
Oh my gosh.
Think, like, as Bama fans, I think we've learned to not sleep on University of South Florida. And I think Florida, unfortunately, learned their lesson. And, it stings. We're sorry, Florida, but we know exactly how you feel. But golly, did South Florida become a team to watch?
2 ranked teams that they've beaten the first 2 weeks of the season, and they've got who do they have this week? They've got a big game. Miami? No.
Miami
They
is
have Miami
playing
this
South
week?
Florida. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not making that up.
No, you're not making it up.
They have another Florida team. I was like, am I questioning myself? They've got another team in state back to
So
back.
they're going to play Carson back in Florida this week, which is going to be really, really interesting because not only is that kind of like an in-state rivalry, especially because I think they're about like 45 minutes away from each
Yeah.
other, probably less than that. But golly, South Florida looked good. They're going to give Miami a run for their money. I don't even know who to put money on this week.
Don't put money. I mean, so 16
Yeah.
and a half. I think the line's 16 and a half, 17 at this point. I think I'd stay away from it. It is a home game for Miami. So maybe that'll give them the edge, and the Cinderella story for South Florida will end this week. But I mean, seriously, like, stop scheduling South Florida SEC. They beat Auburn. They damn near beat Alabama the last 2 years that we've played them. They're not a team that's like a deaf and blind school.
They are
like,
not.
don't pay them to come and beat your ass, right? They're not Bethune-Cookman no, they're a solid program. And I think what gave them a chip on their shoulder against Florida, and I think the same thing with Miami, is a lot of the guys that are playing for South Florida really wish and feel like they are better than the players that are playing for Florida and Miami. And they have a chip on their shoulder, and they have something to prove because this means more. These are the guys that they played against in high school.
Yeah.
And there's that level of motivation, as well as kind of, it's not a rival per se, but there's, I think, that in-state rivalry of they have a lot to prove. Whereas, Miami's like, we should win this game by a shit ton of points.
Definitely something we're going to be watching. But I think, speaking of chip on the shoulder, Clemson versus Troy, what happened?
Was Clemson like looking ahead? Like, I don't know. Is this the Clemson team that we're used to seeing, and why I think they will never win a national championship ever again?
He needs to get in that portal stat. If he thinks that this is how Clemson is going to play for the rest of the season, some changes need to be made. Like, my God, Troy?
I mean, another Alabama school, we got to say.
My God.
I mean, I was like proud of Troy, but holy moly, now they've 2 losses. I'm going to call the Troy game a loss, even though it was a win.
Right.
Coming off that loss against LSU, they needed a big win, and they needed to make a statement, and that is the opposite of what they did. They were like pulling it out in the fourth quarter to pull ahead.
100%.
They were down at half, weren't they?
Yeah.
They were down at half. I was like, what?
Troy opened up the whole first quarter with points. I was like, Clemson, hello, are we out here? What's going on?
Dabo, are you suspended? What's going on?
Seriously, sir, wake up. But I also think that I really had hopes that Clemson was going to take this high road with staying out of the portal, and it just feels like that this whole plan is backfiring on them. I kind of hate it for them.
So the one thing that I took away from the Michigan-Oklahoma game was Oklahoma's a hell of a lot better than I think we thought they were going to be. I know that a lot of people thought this was Oklahoma's year. This is Venable's year. Like, year 3, he has to pull something out of his hat or his seat is hella hot. They looked good. They actually looked really good.
Oklahoma looked good.
Michigan has some troubles. Bryce Underwood looked completely immature. And he looked completely immature by rolling over to the bench and starting to yell and curse out Justice Haynes. And I'm like, no, that's our boy. That's our boy that transferred to be part of this team. Don't you be pointing fingers and blaming him. Like, you need to have a level of maturity and calm that down. I know you're 17, 18 years old, but
outplayed. You were properly outplayed. John Mateer put too many yards on you, and you just couldn't come back from it. I mean, like, sir, you got to accept it. Go back to the locker room, work on it, and start all over again.
It's a maturity thing. And I think this is one of his next week's game. I can't even remember. They're playing Central Michigan, I think. It's one of the games that he's serving as a suspension. And whoever this guy is that they're putting in his place, that, like, the picture that's circulating, the ball cap doesn't even fit on his head. His head's so wide. It's like he's wearing like a kid's hat. He looks like a Weeble Wobble. So we'll see how Mr. Weeble Wobble coaches them. But wouldn't you just love to see Central Michigan like whoop up on Michigan this week?
Always.
That's what I'm rooting for. I'm rooting hard for that.
Listen, I'm always down to see a school from the Big Ten get upset by a little guy. I really am. I'm still obsessed with that Illinois or that Northern Illinois game from last year. That was like the best thing that could have ever happened. Um, I think it just, man, I don't know. We are just seeing like there is a lot of really crazy things happening right now. And I think that we are finally seeing like how NIL is impacting some of these smaller schools versus what we are used to being known as dynasties. Like things are really changing. Golly, I mean, it's almost like a little bit of it feels like emotional abuse from college football because we're so used to things being a certain way and now they aren't. And even like going into the Alabama game, because I do just want to touch on that for a little bit, because like I think you and I both had a little bit of PTSD from the last time that we played ULM, and it was not great. The Tide got rolled by ULM, but I personally felt really good about how Alabama looked. Now, granted, I'm not happy about the win. Yes, it's a win. It was 73 unanswered points, but it was ULM at the end of the day. I don't think that I saw enough improvement to make me feel good about what happened against Florida State still. But I do have a lot of hope with our quarterbacks since now we've seen, Austin Mack come out and Keelan Russell. Like, I feel real good about how the rest of the season could go versus how I felt last week.
I took away because we had to bring a secondary TV up because the game was at the same time as the Michigan-Oklahoma game. And my husband's like, really? We're going to watch the Alabama game. The score's like 28-0. I'm like, yeah, we're going to.
We didn't think it was going to be like that.
I want to see the team. Like, I want to see if we're like jiving, if there's like positive momentum. Are we going to like collapse when we get ahead and then let ULM kind of squeak back into the game? I don't know. So bring the second TV up, turn this place into ESPN zone, and let's roll with it because this is my dream. And so we did that. And I was watching that game when we were up like 62-0. I was still, I found myself drifting, and I felt like they were having fun. They were jiving. They were feeling it. I felt like Ty Simpson gained that confidence that we were hoping to see from him. So, this week against Wisconsin will be, I think, a good test. Not that Wisconsin's like a great team, but
again, PTSD, trigger warning.
I know.
We did not play well against Wisconsin last year. So, I think, so how do you feel now that you've seen all three of our quarterbacks play? Our defense is kind of gelling together and really making some moves. How do we feel about Kalen? Because he was in the hottest seats last week.
I don't think his seat is cool by any means.
Yeah.
I think that he bought himself a little bit of time with that big win. I think he needed that big win to kind of keep people off. But I think there's still skepticism. And the skepticism is going to come when we have those tough road games and we have those big teams that come in. Does our team mentally break? Do they get lost like they did against Florida State? It looked like they just gave up. And I think that's what we talked about last week is the culture, the trying, the running, the like putting all that you have into it, not making those mental mistakes and owning your mistakes. Cause I don't feel like anyone really owned it. They were just like felt sorry for themselves. That is the piece that I still like. There wasn't an opportunity to show if that aspect had been corrected, fixed, that mindset had been fixed when we blow out a team that we should blow out. So I think the Wisconsin game, we'll see, right?
That's back on Kalen, though. Like, he has got to, like, really tighten up. I keep seeing all of these videos about, like, how it used to be with Nick Saban, like, literally getting in people's ass on the fields. Like, even during practice, like, just screaming at them. He has got to stop acting like the cool stepdad that's come in trying to get accepted and, earn everybody's love, bro. You're not their friend. You're their coach. Whip them into shape. Like, this is great that you beat ULM, but it's ULM. You should have beat FSU too. So, like, I am still not convinced. And, like, this weekend is going to be very telling. I need them to do better.
I know.
the more information that comes out about the culture and what we were experiencing and what things sounded and looked like leading up to the FSU game, the more I worry about this guy and like how he is going to continue to develop this team in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, and what is like we don't expect him to come in and be Nick Saban. I think people
No.
it's a hard job to come in and follow him, but you have to come in and have your own culture that you set, and your culture can't be I let you do what you want to do because I'm your friend, to your point.
Right.
Like the culture's got to be you're here to play, you're getting paid a shit ton of money to play. So fucking
Hmm.
play.
Yeah.
Like this isn't a game. This isn't on like about you creating this brand on social media. This is coming here to win a championship and developing your brand.
Yeah.
And that follows you more than just beyond college. And I think that, with NIL, they're seeing the dollars now, and they're not having to possibly put as much stake in making it to the next level because they're
Yeah.
getting oftentimes millions and millions of dollars now. And so it's like, money talks.
Yeah,
Money
for
talks.
sure.
Like I'm providing for my family. I'm providing for myself. I've got everything that I need now and living in the moment. And I think that's what happens when you give 18 to 22-year-olds, God, 27-year-olds, all this money
30-year-olds.
that they're kind of blinded by.
Yeah.
You still want to work towards the next level and the next step, because the way that you're developing a lifestyle, the money's going quick. Ask Cam
Yeah.
Newton. And he did make it to the next level. He
Yeah.
had to.
Yeah. Okay. I think like the last game we just want to recap on from last week is that SMU versus Baylor game. Nail biter, double overtime. I really thought that SMU had it. I really did. I thought they had Baylor's number. All right. So we can do week 3 outlook. So this is a huge weekend in football. So big noon kickoff is going to be with Clemson versus Georgia Tech. They've got this spread at 3.5. What do we think about Clemson versus Georgia Tech? They're coming off of their game last weekend. Georgia Tech is undefeated. Clemson has won the last 9 ones, but how do we feel about Haynes King?
If Clemson was looking ahead to this game and underperformed against Troy because they were preparing for Georgia Tech,
Yeah.
I think Clemson will be safe.
Okay.
I think, God, I'm with you. Like, I love Haynes King. I think he is a solid quarterback. And I think they have an opportunity, especially with the game being at home,
Yeah.
to upset Clemson.
Yeah.
But will Dabo let them take 2 losses in 3 weeks? I don't know. I got Clemson winning. I've got it being, I think the line's at 6.5.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be a 3-point victory.
Yeah. All
But
right.
they're not gonna, I don't think they're gonna win big, but I do think
Yeah.
I think that Dabo's not gonna let them go to, they're not gonna drop 2 in 3 games. They
Yeah.
can't.
Man, I think I'm going for Tech. They're giving dark horse
Okay.
energy, and I'm kind of here for it. So we'll see. I think that Clemson might be a little shook after playing LSU and after playing Troy. So I don't know. We're gonna have to check this one out. Next one we've got up is Wisconsin versus Alabama. Wisconsin is undefeated. Alabama took us handed to them versus FSU. It has been a long, long, long road, it feels like, for Alabama already. Although the kind of silver lining is that it sounds like Ryan Williams is going to be back after being out on concussion protocol for the last 2 weeks. God, could we use the same energy that we saw on Saturday against Wisconsin?
I don't like when we have a 20-point spread. I
Me either.
really don't like that. I think Bama's going to win, especially because we're in Tuscaloosa. I think that home crowd energy is going to fuel and give our team kind of the energy that they need. I think it's going to
Yeah.
help continue to build their confidence. I don't think we're going to win by 21 points, though.
So we got the over under at 46.5. I personally think that is a little high.
I do too.
Taking under on that.
You
All
taking
right.
your under?
Taking under. I'm always going. Just
I
keep it
think
safe.
DeBoer needs to have a solid victory here, though, in order to continue to cool his seat off.
Yeah.
And we as Bama fans need to continue to root for Florida State in every game they play to
Yeah.
have like big margins to show like, were we that shitty or were they that good?
Oh, for sure. And reports are saying that we're favored in our next 9 games. So we shall seek. Yeah.
That's
So
very
we shall see, 'cause
optimistic.
it's a lot of time for us to screw up.
I'm already nervous about our Georgia game because you and I are together and our track record of being together and watching games
Girl,
is
who are
not
you
solid.
telling? I am
I'm like,
absolutely terrified to play Georgia in a couple weeks.
we're gonna get
I
we're gonna go
just
to a tattoo removal in Oregon.
Yeah, we might have to.
Get the tattoo in Tennessee, get it removed in Oregon. Sounds about
Yeah.
right.
That'll be our new tradition. So we got Georgia playing Tennessee.
I'm
My
excited
gosh.
about this one.
This is
I'm
gonna be a
real
good one.
excited.
8 straight victories over Tennessee. Kirby has beaten Tennessee and averaged 20 points in their last 4 meetings. This is going into Rocky Top. This is going to be a hostile environment. They got this.
I think Tennessee's got this.
You do?
I think Joe Aguilar is a better quarterback than Gunnar Stockton.
Yeah.
I'm giving cards to Heupel. It pains me because I hate Tennessee way more than I hate Georgia. But I think in Knoxville, it's a night game, right? It's a night game.
It's a 3:30.
Maybe
it's at 3:30 and they got the over under at 49.5. This is going to be tough.
I still give it to Tennessee.
I don't know if Joey's going to be able to beat the blitz of Georgia. I really don't. I think that pocket's going to swallow him whole. And I think that, oh God, Gunner's going to stand back there and do his tap dance and maybe get a couple of shots off and hope for the best. Be a lot of Hail Marys flying through towards the end zone.
We're like opposing on every game. Usually we're like pretty much in line. We're aligned on Bama, but this is going to be fun. I can't wait for our banter.
I know. I mean, I
check in on our friendship.
I feel this all feels very, very different. I think any other time I would be more than happy to root against Tennessee. God, Lord knows I would love to root against Georgia, but something feels a little different this year. I don't know. I also don't think that it helps that literally Georgia's first 2 games were absolute cupcakes because I know nobody watched that Marshall game, but it's also Georgia. It's all about if that defense is going to swallow up Joey Aguilar and how Gunner's going to do. But I think Georgia might pull one out. I think they're going to surprise us all.
You think they're going to, is it going to be a shootout? Because to me, 49.5 sounds high for this game. 2 solid defenses. Yeah.
I think it's going to be very similar to, oh man, I think it's going to be similar to that Iowa State game. I think they're going to go tit for tat every quarter. I just don't know how many points they're going to put up every quarter. It might just be a lot of conversions. We'll see.
I think whoever wins the turnover battle in this one wins.
Yeah.
So 100%. whatever quarterback protects the ball better wins this game. And I like the way Joey Aguilar is playing a lot.
We'll see how Rocky Top treats them.
So Tennessee fans, like the one time I'll ever root for you, I promise. It won't happen often, but
put it
in this game,
go
I got
ahead
you.
And hit screen record. This is the last time you're ever going to hear Rachel say that.
Yeah, ever.
All right. So it is not in my color wheel. All right. So we got Battle of the Swamps, Battle of the Jobs, Florida versus LSU. Somebody is getting fired on Monday after this game. The question is, will it be Brian Kelly or Billy Napier? I mean, God, I genuinely feel bad for the University of Florida. They could not have a worse schedule. But that being said, there is like no excuse for LSU. I mean, Nussmeier just needs to go ahead and rock and roll. I really love DJ Lagway, but I feel like something is gonna be cooking. Down
LSU.
Are they down in LSU? Yeah, they're down in Baton Rouge.
Yeah. LSU, I think LSU, this is a 9.5 point spread. LSU is going to win by 21. I don't even think this is going to be close. I just don't think this is going to be close.
Do you think they're going to get blown out?
I think Lagway's a good quarterback. I think they're going to get blown out.
Well, let me tell you guys something. There is nothing more difficult.
Is it a night game in the Swamp?
It's a night game.
They're going to get killed.
Death Valley.
Get killed.
Good luck. Oh my gosh. All right. We also are going to be on the lookout for Texas A&M versus Notre Dame. So Notre Dame has been just
revenge.
So Notre Dame got beat pretty bad. Texas A&M is coming in as undefeated. We've got the over under at 49.5. My God. In this, I know the Aggies are on a revenge tour right now. Do you think they got Notre Dame's number?
I think they got Notre Dame's number. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Kyle
agree.
Field? Is it Kyle Field? Yeah.
Nope, it's at Notre Dame.
Why is every game that Vegas is
And
putting out with a line at 49.5? You've
I
said that
don't
the
know.
last three, 49.5 for all three.
Freaking DraftKings and MGM. But also, if you can believe this, Notre Dame had an off week last week. They were on bye last week, so they hadn't
It
played
gives
this
me
week.
pause. It gives me pause. Because
Ugh.
A&M's not going to have all their, like, cult antics. Those, the 12th man and the
I
weird
know.
cheerleaders and the midnight
The
yell
weird
and all that.
cheerleaders are always going to be there.
Like, get female cheerleaders. Are you kidding me? They all have to be men? And they all have to do that weird cult shit?
Yeah,
It's
girls know better.
odd.
I know.
Weird. Anyway, I don't get it.
The Aggies
Okay,
rub us the wrong way.
they rub everyone the wrong way.
They rub everyone the wrong way.
Everyone the wrong way. Okay, with it being in South Bend, I got to give the edge to Notre Dame.
Yeah? You don't think Elko's got it?
I don't think Elko's got it. I think he needs the 12th man to beat Notre Dame. Freaking Jeremiah Love. Do you think that A&M's run defense can stop him? I don't know. Like, in Carr's a machine. I think that their team this year is better than last year.
Yeah. I can see
Unpopular
that.
opinion, but I really do.
Popular opinion, deep, but I can see that. I think that Notre Dame's gonna have to pull some tricks. They really are, because I think that it's gonna be tough. I really do. I really do. All right, so go.
So I'm not fully on the SEC bandwagon. All the fans that are like, it's too much SEC. I'm like, I'm rolling with Notre Dame. They're no conference, so we're balanced.
All right. Well, we got to pick a struggle. I mean, I think we can all agree the SEC isn't what it was last year. So we're all just kind of taking it day by day. I know that I've not lost my loyalty, but I am still very nervous and I am very conservative about what's going to happen over the coming weeks. But other games on the radar, what do we feel about Vanderbilt versus South Carolina?
South Carolina.
Yeah.
I got South Carolina. I got South Carolina making the college football playoff this year. I think they are a great team. I think they are a stealthy, under the radar, great team.
No comment.
I really do.
All right.
I mean, they're ranked 11th. I'm not the only one that feels that way.
I know. They're ranked 11th because a lot of things have gone to hell in the first 2 weeks. So I don't know. We'll see.
Their quarterback is a freaking, I think he's going to win the Heisman Trophy, and he's going to be a contender this year, if not this year, next year. I
think next year. I think that they are going to put freaking Mateer in there for a Heisman winner this year. They are just like on that dude's butt. It's so weird. I know. They like love him so much. I don't even know why. He looks like a goober.
Because they're like desperate for Oklahoma to be great again. Everyone is. Like, bring the Blue Bloods back. That was last week's game, Battle of the Blue Bloods. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah. All right. So speaking of Blue Bloods, our favorite cartoon character, Miami, is playing South Florida. People are pissed that game day is not going to be there, but this is going to be tough. How do we feel about freaking underdog South Florida coming in against number 5 Miami? Carson Beck's got his stuff together, sounds like, but
Miami's going to win.
Shocking. Yeah.
Miami's going to win this game. I think they're absolutely going to win.
You think they're going to cover the spread?
I think they're going to cover the spread.
Yeah.
16.5. I think they're going to cover the spread. I think that South Florida's Cinderella story is over. They beat a Florida team that's subpar, and they beat a Boise State team that
just
without Ashton Genty, like, they're completely melting down.
Like, who are you guys even anymore?
So I think that, like, ride this wave while you can, get all the press that you can. You're a great team, as we talked about earlier in the episode. Like, we need to stop scheduling them as the freaking cupcake, easy cakewalk team, because they're not that. They are a great team. I think they're going to win their conference this year.
Yeah.
I just don't think that they have the manpower and the stamina and the personnel to beat Miami.
I gotcha.
I think Miami covers with a win of 17 or more, especially being at home. Yeah.
It's going to be a tough game. It is going to be a tough game. And then I'm not even going to bother talking about Arkansas and Ole Miss, because Ole Miss is probably going to beat Arkansas. What do we feel about What? I
No, go ahead.
was going to say our
I was going to
WTFs
say,
of
should
the
we
week.
talk about like, yes, our WTFs and then like who has the hottest seat right now? Because I feel like this is a pulse check that we need to have week
Okay.
to week because it does seem to be like changing week to
Mhm.
week. I mean, I think that Napier clearly has the hottest seat this week. Last week it was
God.
DeBoer. This week it's Napier.
Yeah.
If Brian Kelly loses, which there's no way in hell that he will, his seat is absolutely the hottest.
Yeah.
Who do you think has the hottest seat?
It's
I
probably
mean, it's
Napier for
Napier,
sure, but
right?
it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, but it also feels,
Can you
oh
blame
my
him?
God, his seat is freaking scorching, but also it's like, I don't like how the schedule, his last 2 years of schedules were so freaking hard. Is it even fair to say that his seat is on fire? I guess here's my thing. I actually believe that Kalen DeBoer's seat should be hotter than Billy Napier. I think that the strength and how hard their schedule has been for Florida. Granted, they did get their asses beat. It's tough though. And
Yeah.
they're not getting blown out every single game. They're at least trying. I mean, yeah, they had some turnovers. Yeah, there were some rookie mistakes, but like they are trying. But like Kalen DeBoer was handed the University of Alabama on a silver platter and then came out in week 1 and absolutely shit the bed. So like I'm watching this guy like a hawk. I wasn't even impressed by 73-0. I really wasn't.
Which is like the saddest thing to say.
I mean, I'm not impressed. You show me how Alabama is going to perform on September 27th when they play UGA, and then we can talk about taking you out of the hot seat. But I am not impressed. And I'm done over this. Well, he wasn't wearing his favorite hoodie and blah, 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 blah. No. Unfreaking acceptable. You were handed the keys to the kingdom, and you still shit the bed. I'm not here for that. I'm really not. I expect a lot more out of Kalen DeBoer. That's just me. I think we need to cut Billy Napier a little bit of the slack. If anything, I think we should watch out for Hugh Freeze and Brett Venables.
Hugh Freeze, I mean, this guy's like a joke.
Auburn looks so
He's
weird.
a joke. I know.
Yeah.
So they have different people calling plays on every down too. Like this coach calls first down, this coach calls second down, Hugh Freeze calls third down. Like, is that?
No,
That's like insanity. That's like schizophrenia.
No, 100%. He's sitting down there on the sidelines looking like, I don't know, swollen elbow or something, not doing anything. Like, I'm not trying to root for Auburn, but like, the SEC is in shambles right now. So like, we all need to kind of band together and get it together. And like, it's just not feeling really good.
Please don't look like shit. All of you.
Please.
Including us. Like, we're throwing ourselves in there too. Mississippi State pulled out an upset. Come on.
Yeah,
they're pulling their weight.
I'm talking to you, Brian Kelly at LSU. I'm talking to you, Billy Napier. I'm talking to you, Hugh Freeze. Hell, I'm talking to everybody. Everybody in the SEC needs to get it together. Even Sark, because I wasn't that impressed with Texas' win last week either. It was the confidence boost that Arch needed, but I wasn't impressed.
Sound the alarms.
I'm just like, I'm not impressed. Show me the same team that you had last year, and then we can talk about being impressed. I am not impressed. And if this is what is come of college football, and even Nick Saban said that the SEC is in trouble. Like, NIL has given the Big Ten such a huge advantage. And if that is the case, please please show me something different. Show me something different, because I am just not impressed with the SEC right now. We looked like absolute trash over the weekend. A lot of us looked like Kentucky. I was not impressed. I wasn't happy, and I wasn't impressed.
I had a nightmare a couple nights ago that Ohio State won the national championship again, and I was like, well, shit. Like, it is a nightmare, but it's
gonna win the national
It could
championship.
actually really have. And you know who's like sneaky good under the radar is freaking Oregon. We haven't even talked about Oregon. They look great.
Oregon does look good, and they're playing Oklahoma. But again, they're playing Oklahoma State. That's like, I need to see a real football game. And like, I need to see a real football game from like a team that I've watched for more than a year. Like, you're literally about to make me an Iowa State fan. And it like hurts my heart to say that, but they are playing better football than some of the teams that I have spent the last 10 years watching on TV. That's all I'm going to say. Sorry, not sorry.
So, okay, rant over. Let's start another rant. Our WTF of the week.
Yeah.
Wackos that function. I'm nominating you.
Why?
So, Marisa sends me a picture a couple of days ago, and I have my AirPods in. I'm away from my phone, and it's like, Marisa Ridgway sends a message. Oh, I've been trying to get these damn curtain rods up all day, and I have all these holes. I have all these holes in my wall. And then Siri's like, photo attached of hole in ceiling. Like,
there are literally,
what are you doing?
6 holes in my wall next to where a bracket is. I can't. One of the holes is so big you can see it from the other side of the room, and I am devastated. I crashed out 4 times yesterday. I had a whole call scheduled at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I had to straight up cancel it because the hole in the wall was just pissing me off. Like, my stud finder is catfishing me because it's literally beeping and saying there's a stud there. I drill a pilot hole, no stud, just drywall, right? Drill the screw in there. What is coming out? So is there a stud there or not? Just bullshit.
Did you buy this at IKEA? Like, where did you get the stud finder?
Home Depot. It was $70. It should be telling me what my neighbor is doing. I should be able to see the Google fiber coming through the freaking wires with this stud finder. It doesn't make any sense. So all that to say, there are 3 brackets in the wall. No curtain rod is up. And I got to go back to Home Depot.
If there's a handyman in the metro area of Charlotte, North Carolina, please write in. We need help. We need help patching, and we need help hanging. There's some drywall needs.
I am days away from just going to Costco and buying aluminum foil and putting that up on my windows. Like, I've crashed out so many times with these damn curtains. It's pissing me off. I can't do it anymore.
I was like, you don't need a stud. You don't need a stud. You need the little plastic things. And she's like,
Rachel,
yeah, let me tell you about the plastic things.
Oh my God, I used I did. I used the anchor, right? Because the whole point of the stud finder, listen, okay, the whole point of the stud finder is to help you determine whether or not you should just use the screw or the little plastic anchor thing. Well, if I screw into the wall and wood comes out, clearly there is a stud back there. But now the screw is not going into the wood, so I have to use the little plastic anchor thing. But now the anchor thing has ripped the drywall out of the wall. This is bullshit.
So now your
sports
might have been the best part of the episode. I don't know.
Oh my God. Stay tuned for next week because I'm going to try to put more curtains up. And put together a bookshelf. God. Stay tuned, folks.
Yeah. What are you drinking? What are you drinking for this?
I had a peach Paloma.
That didn't play into it. That kept your mindset level.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I decided I wasn't going to mess with it today. That's why I gave up. I was like, I'm more focused on the drink than I am the curtains. So the curtains are still, the curtain rod is still on the floor with the curtains and chunk of drywall. Like I washed my hands of it today. I was pissed off. Tomorrow's another day.
So we're putting you in the bracket with WTF.
Okay. Me and Mike McDaniel.
You and Marisa / Mike McDaniel.
It's my boy. That's my boy.
Right.
I love he got through a presser and said, the good news is I don't see how it can get any worse. And that is my new life motto, courtesy of Mike McDaniel from the Miami Dolphins.
That kind of aligns with how you were feeling, right?
Perfect. It is perfect.
Well, cheers. I'm drinking it's called Crispy Cocktails. It seemed appropriate today. Blueberry lemonade vodka and natural flavors, whatever that is.
Sounds really good, actually.
It's pretty delicious. Yeah, it's really good.
Noted. All right, guys. Well, until our next unhinged episode.
We'll see everyone next week.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We're gonna throw down some punches. We might get knocked on the ground. We're gonna use our hot joke and have no, we're not going down.